All right, Matt Steinmetz, Daryl the Guru Johnson. Let's go out to the phone lines. Welcome in Cam Inman. Cam is the Bay Area News Group's 49ers writer. He also is our 95.7 The Game 49ers insider. Cam, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
I feel like I'm Jimmy Garoppolo's biography ghostwriter right now too, because he's not going anywhere.
No, but let me ask you this, and I was telling Guru this. It feels like Garoppolo's not going anywhere, but at least as of this point, we can all kind of table the Trey Lance discussion. What if I asked you to kind of take the temperature of the way 49er players have gone through this week? Where do you think they're at right now?
I think they're, by the nature of the sport, it's kind of like, okay, you move on, that you lost somebody that you really care about in terms of he's not going to be able to be on the field, but it's part of the game. And I don't sense that there's like relief among them. I just sense that it's okay, business as usual, or at least the way business was the previous 4 or 5 years whenever Jimmy was healthy and playing. So there's that familiarity aspect, but I don't think they're like loose. I think the nature of this sport is there's always going to be tension week to week. And they do not want to go into Denver on a Sunday night showcase and just assume that they're going to beat Russell Wilson, who they've had such a hard time beating in the past. So the way football is, I think there's always a way to find momentum or motivation. And they can do that regardless of a quarterback change. Now, and it's not like anybody can do a victory lap that Jimmy's now their quarterback again, because everybody still feels pretty bad about Trey Lance's situation.
Cam, let me ask you this, because I know it's about Denver, but I told Steiny this. Like, I've become emotionally attached to this polarizing quarterback situation. I mean, it was great conversation, and, you know, when it was over, it never really was over because we had 17 weeks of this. When I saw Trey on the ground, I saw him grabbing his face mask, and I said, oh, shucks, he took a shot to the head. You know, I already automatically fast forward to he'll be out for the rest of the game, concussion. But can you just walk us through what you thought when you saw him on the cart and that Jimmy was actually in week 2, the second quarter, back at the helm? Because I still haven't really gotten over this shock.
Everything was shocking about that. I mean, the game starts and I'm looking down on the sideline and there's Jimmy Garoppolo in a ball cap, kind of in a catcher's crouch watching the offense go on the field without him. And it was like, okay, this is a little bizarre. And then you fast forward not too far into the first quarter, and there's Garoppolo with his helmet on at a cart consoling Trey Lance with about every other player on the field. It was extremely unexpected for it to happen that fast, right? And then when he got hurt, I was just thinking, okay, well, he'll bounce back up because we've seen him get hit a lot through, I guess, 5 quarters of football this season. He started getting up. Jake Brendel was helping him up, and then he went back down again. And then you go, oh, this actually could be pretty serious. And then quickly the cart came out. And you said, oh, then in that case, then this could be a season-ending catastrophe for Trey Lance. And then it's harsh reality all of a sudden sets in. And then, okay, well, there's Jimmy Garoppolo handling things again like he used to, and that's why he's here. So that's great and all. But what this does for the franchise for years to come is really undetermined. I mean, what is going to happen here over the next 3-4 months will be fascinating. Is Jimmy Garoppolo going to play his way back into another contract? Are the 49ers going to have to bring in some other veteran next year in case Trey Lance is not quite ready on that repaired ankle, which all indications are he will be. He'll make a good full recovery early next spring. But this franchise is, I mean, right now, the way the NFL works, it's Steve Mariucci used to have a clock in his office or in the team room that said, instead of the numbers on the clock, it said now, because NFL is all about you have to live in the now. You can't look to the future. So for the 49ers, they just have to have blinders on and just go week to week at this point and not worry about 2023, 2024.
Cam, I was talking to Guru before the show today, and he was basically saying, you know, I don't know if I could have done what Jimmy did. I don't know if, I would have been able to move past it. Do we know how Jimmy Garoppolo really feels? Like, is he upset with the organization because, maybe he feels like they didn't do him right? Is he over it? Is he making the best of a bad situation? Is there any way he's saying, oh, man, as soon as this year's over, I'm gone. I mean, he's pretty good at keeping it close to the vest.
He is. I mean, during training camp when he was working out on the side, which I wrote about today, I never got the sense that he was angry with the organization, that there was any discontent. It was, like you said, he's making the best of an awkward situation, right? And now he really has an opportunity to choose his best route forward in his career, whether it's with this team or another team, as long as he stays healthy and keeps winning like he usually does. But he's typical Jimmy. There's not an angry spell about him. You know, I went up to him. He's going to speak to the reporters probably in about a half hour for the first time this week, officially at the podium. But I went up to him yesterday at his locker and talked to him just, a little bit. I just wanted to know more about that whole side session stuff in training camp. Like, who was the guy that he was actually throwing to? He used to be an intern in the Health and Performance Center, a 22-year-old kid that kind of played high school football. And just kind of contrast it with what he's got Sunday night. He's going to be on Sunday Night Football's global stage throwing to Deebo Samuel and Kittle with everybody watching to see whether he's fully recovered and healthy. So Jimmy's the kind of guy where he's not on social media. He really kind of is insulated in his own bubble. So I don't think he's paranoid about how others are observing him. He's just, I'm here to play ball with my buddies. And these are the same buddies I've been with since 2017.
Cam, we had you on a couple weeks ago. I told you I was shocked that the Kittle injury came out of nowhere, but I kind of miss him out on the field. What can you tell us about how he's doing, and can we expect him out there Sunday night?
So he got hurt, about 2.5 weeks ago on a Monday on Labor Day, right? And we saw him out there Monday of that practice, just kind of warming up with his tight ends coach, catching footballs. Well, he was just doing that again about an hour ago, and he looks healthy. He looks raring to go. And then when they started offensive team drills, he was rallying up the tight end. So everything to me tells me he's on track to make a season debut Sunday night. And it's against the franchise he went off for 210 yards in 2018 against. So maybe that's extra motivation. Probably not. It's just George. He wants to dominate any way possible. And the fact that his pal Jimmy Garoppolo is back at quarterback, maybe that's a little extra incentive too.
Cam, thank you as always. Really appreciate it.
Okay, guys. Thanks so much. Enjoy the weekend.
Yes, sir. Kittle can start by blocking.